G'day trendsetters, I'm John with Gravel Cyclist. If you're looking for no bullshit bike reviews, you've come to the right place. The Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel and gravelcyclist.com website are more than just reviews. There's an events calendar, there are ride experience videos, stories, photography, newbie tips, and a whole lot more. So feel free to explore. On to today's review, which covers the beautiful Guillem Titanium Atalaya gravel bike imported into the United States by Linda Ray. If you're a regular of the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel or the gravelcyclist.com website, you'll already have seen this frame and fork that tie into a long-term review of the very interesting FSA Wii semi-wireless electronic drivetrain. There are 3 videos linked below that cover the drivetrain, this frame and fork, and the build process. For those people who missed the details of the frame and fork, let's dive into the features now. For anybody else who's seen those videos, stay tuned for my findings. The brand Guillem originally began life as Van Nicholas some 20 years ago. The founder, Jan-Willem Sintnicolaas, and if I got the pronunciation wrong, I apologize, left the company, moved to the island of Mallorca and founded Guillem. Every bike produced by this brand is titanium and comes with a crazy 100-year warranty. Each style of frame is named after a place in Mallorca that is special to the founder Jan, and its GPS coordinates are etched onto the frame. Guillem claims this bike, the Atalaya, is the smoothest ride even off-road, which is quite a bold claim to make. It is designed with competitive race geometry, aero grade 3/2.5 titanium, a lovely hand-brushed finish, tapered steerer tube, flat mounting for the rear brake, and very unique for titanium, a cast chainstay yoke. So in other words, a drive side drop down chainstay, project cast 3D disc dropouts, fender and rack mounts, and the cables are all internalized with a very handy access port beneath the bottom bracket. There's also support for through axles, and there are 3 bottle cage mounts. The Atalaya frame accommodates 700C by 45mm tyres and 650B by 2.6-inch tyres. Currently, the sweet Zentis Kappa 2 650B wheels are shod with WTB's 650B by 42mm Resolute tyres, and there is a ton of clearance. I also rode this bike with a combination wheel set featuring bird spokes and NVG23 rims, fitted with Panaracer Gravel King SK tyres in 700C by 38mm. I've got reviews of this wheel set, these tyres, the Bird, NV wheels, and the Panaracer Gravel King tyres, all linked below. The fork is the excellent all-carbon gravel fork by NV Composites that features 12 by 100mm through axle, internalised cabling, flat mounting, and a tapered steerer tube. The drivetrain is the unique FSA Wii 2x semi-wireless drivetrain, which I will be reviewing separately. This frame is the size 52 with a 53.5cm long top tube and a 120mm long head tube. The cockpit parts barring the seat post are by VisionTech, seat post is by Whiskey Carbon. You can purchase the Guillem Atalaya as a frame and fork, or as a complete bike. There are many different options. USA sales should go through lindaray.com, elsewhere guillem.com. So that's all of the features covered. How does the Guillem Titanium Atalaya gravel bike ride? Weighing just under 20 pounds or 9 kilograms with Shimano XTR pedals, bottle cages, and the Zentis Kappa 2 650B wheel set, the Guillem Atalaya comes up light for a titanium bike. The frame weighs around 1900 grams with all of its fittings, so it isn't carbon light, but in my mind, durability and ride quality overshadow frame weight. The bike demonstrated exceptional manners across every type of road surface I subjected it to. It didn't matter if I was blasting down a gravel descent or cruising along at a more relaxed pace. The Atalaya responds quickly and predictably to my steering input. It isn't fast and twitchy like a cross bike, but it is more capable of carving through corners at speed. The sensation was about equal if I rode 650B or 700C wheels, although I felt I could throw caution to the wind on 650B, but only because of the wider tyres I was riding. The Italia is very stable. Proof of this is all the one-handed riding I do when I'm recording my ride experience videos. I really like the comfort factor of titanium frames, and the Italia is no exception here. If your tyre pressure is appropriately dialed in, the frame and its geometry do a great job mitigating much of the harshness from mixed surface roads. I wouldn't classify this bike as a boulevard cruiser. It is racy, and I have it set up quite aggressively. I could easily slap on some roadie tyres to cross over to pavement and utilise this bike as a potential only bike, should you be so inclined. But it is equally happy to roll big miles and kilometres at an all-day cruise pace, but not beat you up. There's plenty of attention to detail in this frame. Features such as its head tube with integrated cable port and the bottom bracket area with access port are unlike anything I've seen in a titanium bike. To me, these small things make a difference and set this bike apart from many other titanium frames out there. Tyre clearance is good. I ran 700C by 38mm and 650B by 42mm tyres most of the time, which covers just about everything I need to worry about. Some people will not like the press-fit bottom bracket interface, which is the BB86 standard. With FSA's BB86 EVO bottom bracket to suit their cranks, I can say I've had a very reliable and noise-free experience. You can build this frame with just about anything or FSA wheel as I did, and that includes the fork. If you build your own bike from scratch, you'll be pleased to know there is zero drama with that process. There are no complaints with the MV Carbon fork. The frame has attachment points for rack and fenders and plays very nicely with the tail fin cycling rack that I reviewed with this bike. You can check out that review linked in the description below. My only quibble about attachment points is the lack of a top tube mount, but this bike was released as that feature was just creeping into the market, so hopefully we'll see it on a future release of the Italia. This bike is a titanium climbing machine. Sure, it isn't carbon light, but it ascends beautifully and rewards a rider who prefers the seated position with positive forward motion. This bike is so lovely with a 2x drivetrain, with plenty of room for chainring clearance around the bottom bracket, and with a 4630 crank set and the right cassette, you can climb virtually anything. Out of the saddle, the bike is no slouch. It is responsive to my changes of pace. I very much liken the Italia to a large tyre titanium road bike. For descending, I alluded to this earlier, the bike inspires confidence, it's fast and predictable, and tracks beautifully through corners. I pre-rode the entire Barry-Roubaix Psycho Killer course on the Italia. Let's just say this bike made that ride so much better than it already was. I found the Italia to be very comfortable in all riding positions, cruising with hands atop the bars, cruising on the brake hoods, or riding in the drops. I won't be covering the FSA Wii Group set in this review, and that will be treated to its own review coming soon. Price is going to vary all over the map depending on the fork you choose, complete bike and so on, but the frame by itself will set you back US $2,375 from the USA importer Linda Ray. So who is this bike for? Well, someone who wants a racier ride helped by the bike's geometry, but they're also interested in the toughness and resilience and ride quality of titanium. Carbon is a fantastic material, but with titanium you don't have to worry so much about physical frame damage such as paint chips and other mishaps that could happen. It's a very flexible bike with some handy mounting options that make it great for the short or long haul, and some people have likened it to being a titanium version of the Open UP. This bike definitely stands out from the crowd in terms of what's available in titanium bikes. If you desire something different with a killer warranty, this bike could be the one for you. I realize nowadays there's a plethora, smorgasbord, so many different bikes available on the market today for your gravel cycling pleasure. So I hope that my review went some way into helping you make an informed purchase decision. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of product reviews such as this, ride experience videos, and other crazy madness as these videos are released to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.